Welcome back to Living Local. For nearly 7 decades, the Genesius Guild has brought timeless stories to life under the stars in Lincoln Park in Rock Island, and their season kicks off this weekend. And here to tell us all about it is Executive Director Doug Tschopp and Director Michael Callahan. Hey, fellas, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. This is awesome.
I'm thrilled that you're here. But let's, Doug, start with you. What makes Genesius Guild the most unique place in the Quad Cities?
Yeah, I'd say probably unique in the planet, right? There's no other theater like this anywhere.
No.
We do Greek tragedy and mask, and we do it every year.
Yeah.
I've Googled it. You're not going to find anybody that does that. We used to have a couple that traveled all the way from New Jersey every summer, specifically to see that. They finally, I remember the last summer they came, they were like, we're just getting too old to travel that far, but they planned a trip. They knew nobody in the Quad Cities. I originally thought they had to be from here. And then, of course, we do Shakespeare. We do 2 Shakespeares in any typical summer. We've got a strong lineup of all these shows, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And then we do a Greek comedy. Nobody does Greek
Nobody
comedies.
does that anymore either. So that's why you're unique, man.
Wrote 80 of them, and 11 survive. And you know, you have to update them a little bit because Aristophanes, much of the comedy was based on current political trends. People in the audience.
Some of that checks out now, doesn't it?
The rich guy in the audience, almost all of that still works today.
Yeah, it does. And so, Michael, the first show this season you're directing, Oedipus Rex, of course. Oedipus, what are our thoughts on that,
We're running
Michael?
with Oedipus. I've been given great arguments for both ways.
So how do you approach a 2,500-year-old story? I mean, this thing is not young, it's not, but how do you kind of make it relevant to what's going on today?
I mean, amazingly, the show does it itself.
Yes,
I mean, you're shocked with some of these lines in this play when the chorus starts talking about how rich people are acting unafraid of God's vengeance upon them. And then another character comes forward, but we should have some competition. I like that God, the idea that we compete against each other, and there are people who are better than other people. And how do we keep that balance? And the chorus is exploring that balance.
Yeah, well, I tell you, the current events sure help you market that one right now, don't they?
Absolutely.
And so that's starting tomorrow, right?
Exactly,
Right,
tomorrow night at
Saturday
7.
Okay. And so you mentioned, Greek tragedy in full mask, which is rare, and that doesn't happen anywhere. Talk to us about the masks that you've kind of brought in today and kind of what role they play in that storytelling.
So oftentimes the tradition with Genesius Guild would be that the main characters outside of the chorus would be in masks similar to these. It helps project the character to the audience. I'm constantly amazed at how well a good actor can play through the mask. You will see their acting in spite of this blocking their face. And what we have here today is we have Jocasta is Oedipus's mother and Oedipus's wife during the play.
Of course.
And then we have Jocasta's brother Creon over here on the right, who also plays a very important role in the play we're doing. And I play with the mask idea that during sort of intense and intimate moments, you might see the character remove the mask, as if they're taking off their public persona and revealing more of their inner life or stronger emotions. So we get more of a direct connection, and then they'll put it back on and sort of reassume that character.
Well, like I said, it's the most unique thing you can see, and I don't want to talk about this too long, but I know the Much Ado About Nothing that's part of your young artists initiative, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about why that's important, because it's one of those things that this kind of material is kind of going by the wayside, but it's great that you guys are getting a lot of younger people involved.
Yeah, I mean, theater in general, right? We're seeing not as maybe as much interest, and yet we're all looking for those ways where we're not on technology.
That's important, Doug.
And theater's that human thing, right? It's interactive between the actors, and you know it well.
Yeah.
It's interactive between you on stage and the audience, and it feeds off of each other, and there's no experience like that. But certainly, every actor, anybody that aspires to be an actor, whether it be professional or even just to come out and do community theater, needs to have done Shakespeare, right?
Yes.
Shakespeare's that essence, right? 400 years ago, there was this genius that wrote these plays and shaped the language we speak today. We would not speak English like we speak it today without Shakespeare.
Introducing a lot of phrases that we still use today too. It's important stuff.
Yep.
And so, Michael, Guild has built on traditions of families working together, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been that way for a long time. And it's multi-generational, which is a lot of
Yeah.
the theaters in town. But, you know, what does that kind of thing mean to you? Because you've been involved, you both have been involved, and your kids have, and everything else.
Yeah, it's exciting. My mother played in the pit out in the park, and then I have one of my kids is involved as the assistant scenic designer this year. My older son has been involved as being tech director out at Genesius Guild, and my oldest, they have performed in some of the plays out at Genesius Guild, and it's fun. Our tech director this year is also a second generation
that's
Guild
awesome.
person. We have a lot of three families, I believe, involved in the cast right now. So.
Well, thanks, fellas. They're telling me I'm out of time. But I'd love to chat with you more. We could go on for an hour. But thanks so much for coming in, guys. Have
Thanks
so
for
much
having
fun
us.
this weekend.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, for more information, you can visit genesius.org. We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.